And the UK Chancellor Philip Hammond said there are some within his country's ruling Conservative Party who don't want a Brexit deal with the EU. Hammond spoke to Bloomberg's Svenja while promoting British business on a trip to India. She joins us now on the phone from India. Svenja, great to have you on the programme. So what's the hardest battle for Hammond right now? Winning over the EU or winning over the backbenchers at home? Because he's pointing to well-known divisions within the ruling Conservative Party.
Yes, what was very interesting in the interview I did with the Chancellor yesterday is that he acknowledges that there will be plenty of tensions once negotiations start. And by that, he didn't mean tensions with other EU countries. He specifically meant tensions with those Tory backbenchers who say they're very, very hard line in Brexit and would be perfectly happy to walk away with no deal at all.
Svenja, I wonder what kind of deal people are all expecting, because everyone I speak to in Brussels from the European side said they need to get Brexit done first before they even begin to discuss trade. So what is this deal that that Hammond is hoping for?
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by Brexit versus trade. What Hammond is hoping for is the freest trade deal possible. He is someone who's very much sees himself as a sort of peacemaker, if you like, between the Europeans and the Brits, who is trying to push a more reasonable view. Now, there are a number of people within his Conservative Party who think that a hard Brexit and walking away, which would mean a return to just WTO rules, would be a preferable option because Britain would take back full control, as they see it, of the situation. This is a scenario that Hammond has described as ridiculous and which he thinks would be harmful to Britain's economy.
And you could make the argument, Svenja, I guess, that perhaps this, making this statement that the party is divided, there are those who would walk away with absolutely no deal, that perhaps, maybe plays into the UK negotiating strategy ahead of any talks, making the rest of the EU think that the UK doesn't necessarily want to stay to hammer out a deal and could actually up sticks and leave.
Well, in fairness to Theresa May, this is an idea she floated very early on, but she's now in favour of trying to find a more conciliatory way. Hammond made that very clear. He said the PM, in fact, that was stated in the Article 50 letter, it is trying to find a deal that suits everyone, which is, of course, has been described as unfeasible by many in Europe because the UK can come across sometimes as wanting everything it has now, but with none of the obligations of membership. It is not the position that they are going to try and push WTO rules as something they'd favour. I think the line is more within government that they would be prepared to do that if push came to shove. The problem here is that every compromise deal Theresa May comes back with is going to face the opposition from those hardline Brexiteers who are going to say it's not enough, that it doesn't give Britain enough control, and are likely to make her position, because she's got a very slim majority in Parliament, very difficult indeed.